So, what are we going to talk about today? There it is right there. You guys can see it. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is coming to Netflix. Quote, the biggest fight in history. Now, I wouldn't say that it's going to be the biggest fight in history, but apparently Jake wants to try to promote this event. So rightfully so, he would try to come out and make it the quote biggest fight in history, which is really not. But we're going to get into this because Netflix, out of Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, and Netflix, who do you think is going to profit more handsomely from this event? And even long term, who do you think is going to be able to gain more value from this event taking place? It's the article right here from Benzinga. Okay. So there's only streaming giant Netflix announced a live boxing event that could ramp up its live sports ambitions. So from a long-term purview, when you're trying to look out 5-10 years from now, this one event can place Netflix on a totally different plateau. They have ambitions to have live events on their platform. Could this be them opening up that door to create another lane of revenue for the business? The company announced Thursday it will air a boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson on Saturday, July 20th, 2024. The event will take place at an 80,000 seat capacity at the AT&T Stadium in Texas, home of the NFL Dallas Cowboys. 80,000 seat capacity? Do you think they're going to fill the arena? Do you think it will draw in a lot of attention on Netflix, on the platform? Netflix will be the exclusive streamer of the boxing match in partnership with Most Valuable Promotions, a company co-founded by Jake. There's a tweet right there from Netflix. It's Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Yes, really, in a live boxing event at the AT&T Stadium. You won't want to miss. Now, okay, from a demographical standpoint, I don't even know if that's even a word, but I made one if I didn't. Let's look at the history of these two individuals, right? From a boxing event. Now, I'm not no boxing fanatic, but when you look at the history of a legend like Mike Tyson going against a former YouTuber / entertainer who's just entering the arena of boxing, do they even compare on a competitive level? Okay, so we can see here from Wikipedia that Mike Tyson is 57 years old. Okay, he's 57. Jake Paul, let's go ahead and see this, is 27. 27 versus a 57-year-old man. We already know that the body of Mike Tyson is not the same as a 27-year-old body, right? 30-year gap that Jake Paul has over Mike Tyson. And we're talking about in strength, agility, power, prowess, versatility. 30-year gap, right? Okay, cool. Jake weighs 199 pounds according to Wikipedia. He's 6'1", and he has a reach of 76 inches. Mike Tyson, he's 5'10", and his reach is 71 inches. The history of Mike Tyson is already permanent. He has a historical record of boxing. This man is probably one of the biggest boxing greats in history. And now he's going against an entertainer, a former YouTuber who's trying to come into the boxing game. Do you think that this is all just a promotion? Just for entertainment reasons? Do you think these two individuals, Mike Tyson and Jake, are they trying to just get the bag? Like when Jake fought Floyd Mayweather. Is this just an opportunity to get the bag? Let me see something. Because I want to understand how much money did they make, Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather. Okay. So look at this. Mayweather called this a legalized bank robbery. Who knows how big the heist was? This was written from the New York Times, 2021. Both fighters assuredly took home millions of dollars from Sunday night's fight, but exactly how many millions of dollars is unknown. Yeah, we don't know. But it's pretty sure that they made millions. The official purse figures are usually made public by the sanctioning commission, in this case, the Florida State Boxing Commission, but since this was an exhibition, there are no official figures. Neither fighter nor their representative has specified how much they were contracted to make. No credible boxing reporter has reported the numbers. This was back in 2021, so I'm not sure if that information has changed. However, one website has written, without citing any sources, so there's no proof backing what this website was writing, that Mayweather was guaranteed $10 million and 50% of the pay-per-view buys, while Paul was guaranteed $250,000 and 10% of the pay-per-view buys. A number of other news websites have repeated those numbers, also without citing any sources. So, who would bring in the most money will get the most pay, right? So between Jake and Mike, who do you think will bring in more people to see this fight? For my opinion, it will be Mike. So if we're going to go off of that premise, we would have to say that Mike stands to gain more from the fight than Jake. Okay. But Jake's company that he co-founded, Most Valuable Promotions, is partnered with Netflix, so they may get another bag from a different stream of income. So when you saw this fight between Jake and Floyd, they made money. I think Jake is trying to utilize black boxers to continue to increase his bags. Just pay attention, because America is based off entertainment, and the history of America is not pure when it comes to white and black issues. Many people viewed Mayweather and Jake fight off of that premise alone. They want to see which one can knock the other one out. I think they're trying to do the same thing with this Netflix promotion between Jake and Mike. It shows you the value that black individuals are able to bring to the table. As you noticed, Jake is not trying to fight any other nationality of individuals. He's trying to bring his bag up, and the way that he can do that is by connecting himself to some of the greatest black boxers the world has ever seen. So let's not get it twisted. Give credit where credit is due. If he realizes that he cannot make this money without fighting black boxers, I don't want you all to think different either, because this is an opportunity for him to get paid. So sometimes you may wonder, is he really boxing because he loved the game? Or is he just merely boxing because he wants the entertainment value that it brings and how much money he can make from it? Because if he was an actual boxer, it would have been great if he would have fought a Mike Tyson when he was 27. He needs to go against a Mike Tyson that's at his age range, not an individual that's 57 years old. Mike Tyson's body has a lot of wear and tear comparative to Jake's body. So is this going to be an exhibition fight? I'm not sure. Or will this count for Jake Paul's boxing record and Mike Tyson's boxing record? But who stands to gain the most? Is it Mike Tyson, Jake, or Netflix? If it's an exhibition, again, like the article said for Floyd Mayweather, the figures aren't certain. People don't know. And I think that's going to be the situation with this fight. People won't know how much money each of these individuals took home. Now they're trying to make this image seem as if there's some blood, some bad history between these two individuals. Don't get it twisted. This is just an opportunity for them to make bank, make money. For Jake to say that this is the biggest fight in history, no. He's trying to equate himself and put him on par with Mike Tyson. Like, are you serious? This is no competition. It would be the biggest fight in history if Mike Tyson was 27 and he's 27 and both of these men was fighting one another. If Mike Tyson had the body of a 27-year-old, then we can say it might be on par. We can see how the results will turn, who will win. But to go against a 57-year-old man, albeit it's probably the best boxing legend on the planet, and you're 27, how did that compare to the biggest fight in history? I would even say the fight that Mike Tyson did with Evander Holyfield was even bigger than that. And many of you boxing fanatics could probably name many other boxing events that you would say, this fight here between Jake and Mike Tyson is not even comparable to the recent fights in history. Paul holds a 9-1 boxing record with his professional career beginning in 2020. So he only fought 10 professional matches. Tyson holds a 50-6 career boxing record and is one of the most well-known boxers of all time. It's crazy to think, and I quote, "It's crazy to think that in my second pro fight, I went viral for knocking out Nate Robinson on Mike Tyson's undercard. Now, less than 4 years later, I'm stepping up to face Tyson myself to see if I have what it takes to beat one of the boxing most notorious fighters and biggest icons," end quote, Paul said. Like, seriously. He's only stepping up to face a 57-year-old Mike Tyson, not a 27-year-old, not a younger Mike Tyson. But he wants to see if he can beat a 57-year-old boxing legend. Paul called the fight against Tyson, quote, the biggest fight in history. Quote, "I could not be more excited to make this amazing fight available to all Netflix subscribers alongside the hardest hitter of all time." Now, do you really think Mike Tyson is going to hit Jake that hard, though? Do you think the purpose of this fight is for Mike Tyson to knock Jake out? Or do you think these guys didn't get together and talked and said, look, man, we're just going to give the people what they want, a couple of hits, couple of jabs, a couple of undercuts, lefts and rights, and then we're going to call it a night. You get your bag, I get my bag, we move on. Quote, "I'm very much looking forward to stepping into the ring with Jake Paul at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. He's grown significantly as a boxer over the years, so it would be a lot of fun to see what the will and ambition of a kid can do with the experience and aptitude of a GOAT," Tyson said. It's going to be fun. Is he going to toy around with Jake? A more experienced boxer going against a less experienced boxer? It's going to be fun. This is what the GOAT is trying to say of boxing. Now, I'm not trying to go down that avenue about the fight. I'm really more in tune with seeing who's going to make the most out of this event. Is it Tyson? Is it Jake? Who is it? Because when you look at the stock price for Netflix, and if they're trying to enter into a new arena of live sports events, this could just be the beginning of what Netflix is going to be able to do long term. So I didn't drop a price prediction in Netflix, right, on my last video. But I think since this fight is scheduled to be in July, the market in Netflix may be preparing itself to make all-time highs already. The all-time high in Netflix occurred back in 2021 to where the market hit like 600 and let me zoom in a little bit. The high came in at $700, almost $701. I think the market's going to try to run to that again. So what we're going to do is, because this market strength in Netflix is still here, we're going to go ahead and get rid of these sell zones here, and we're going to do a price prediction into the market in Netflix. Okay, we're going to look for the market to continue to trend up. Now, let me go ahead and put this on the chart here though, because we do recognize this area right here is a sell zone. So it may not just shoot up immediately like a rocket, but just be prepared to see some volatility, some up and down price movements in Netflix in that particular round. But eventually I think it's going to try to break above this sell zone to try to run to those all-time highs. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead down here and create this as a buy zone. And then we're going to put this here. So let me straighten this up. Do that there. Here's our first target for Netflix. And here's our second target. Okay. Third target will be all-time highs. Okay. So we got the buy zone down here. We don't want to see the price in Netflix fall below $536. Here's the first target, 3.9% there, around $632. Second target is in or around the second sell zone, the lower the high. That gives us 7.84%. Then our third target will be all the way up here towards 675, either at the low or the high, 10.89% there. Now I do stand to reason that Netflix is going to gain more from this fight long term, especially if it brings in the numbers, especially if Netflix can be seen to continually promote these type of events that people want to see. I think Netflix is going to stand a reason to gain more, especially in the long term. But go ahead and give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different.